Welcome to Top Advisor Marketing, where you will learn how to become a prolific online influencer, attract more ideal clients, and grow your practice. Brought to you by Top Advisor Podcasting, a done-for-you podcasting solution built just for trusted advisors. And now, your co-hosts of Top Advisor Marketing, Kirk Lowe and Matt Halloran.
Hello and welcome to another Top Advisor Marketing podcast. One of the things that we really try to do here at Top Advisor is we try to find people who are doing something so fundamentally unique and different that they're able to bring new ideas or ideas that you can implement either immediately or through a couple of clicks from our show notes to their website, that you can access information that could be practice changing. 51% of the population has been entirely ignored by financial services for absolutely ever. And thankfully, there are people like our guest today, Dr. Barbara Provost. She is the founder of Purse Strings and president of Provost Consulting. Her website, which is Purse Strings, has some unbelievable information. We're going to talk about that. But before we really get into the content, we're going to talk about her journey, because this is really super cool. I'm very, very honored to have a person with their doctorate on. Her doctorate is in education, which is really cool because she's been building educational products for financial services for the last 25 years. So, Barbara, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Matt. So happy to be here.
So take us on your journey. I think everybody, we have a pre-call for those of you who haven't been on the podcast yet. We have a pre-call to try to get to know each other a little bit better. And as Barb was going through everything, I was fiercely writing it down. I was like, I'm just going to ask her. So, cue us in on who you are, what you do, and how you've gotten to where you are.
Sure. So my background is an adult educator, and what that means is I love building education and always working in the insurance and financial industry, helping those companies build education for their onboarding, new agents who might be starting a new business, for instance, an Allstate agency, how to onboard to your agency, marketing, sales, product knowledge, sales processes. So I've built education in the insurance and financial sector for about 25 plus years. That was through employment, but also through my own business, Provost Consulting, which I'm still running after 11 years.
You've obviously noticed through the last 25 years that we in the financial services industry have done an abysmal job of not just marketing to women, but communicating to women specifically. Talk to us about how you have made this website. So for those of you who aren't driving, because if you're driving, please, dear God, don't go online and start clicking around. But if you're at your desk, please take a moment, and I want you to go to pursestrings.co and feel how the website feels. Can you talk to us about how you created this site, how it is so fundamentally different? I was joking everybody with Barb before that I was on the website and it feels like she wasn't talking to me at all, which is exactly what it should be. So can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So what I found was working through insurance and financial institutions is there was not a field that looked like any of these products or services were for me. In fact, I asked a few advisors, who would you sell this product to? And they said, well, to anybody, to you, to me. And I said, oh, this product's for someone like me? And they said, well, sure. And I said, I didn't sense that. I didn't get that this would be a product for me. And then I realized that as we taught sales processes, they were very linear, and women don't purchase in a linear fashion. So I kept recognizing all of these disconnects on why women would not be engaged in these products or services. And the other piece was, as I went through my own divorce about 5 years ago, I was with this network of women, and they were saying things like, I don't know if I can afford it. I'm not quite sure of the income in my household. I don't do the investing. And I realized, there's such a disconnect here. These women who are smart, bright, talented, educated, still have questions about their own financial cash flow in their household and managing their finances. But I can help them with this because I know the insurance and financial industry, and I'm an educator. That led me to building Purse Strings. And on the website, what you will find are lots of different topics. I think I have 8 up there so far, where women can go and peruse the website and look at different topics as they need. As we know, during our lifetime, different topics are important to us at different times, whether we're graduating from college, getting married or partnering, having children, we experience divorce or death of our partner, and then retirement. Those are the top times when we think about our finances, but also navigating those in-between times as well. So I put up things like how to be financially conscious of where your money's going. It's around budgeting. And very simply, what are some of the tools and resources I can use to really get a grasp on where my money's going? There's a topic on, if I want to buy a car, I need auto insurance. What's the information that I need to know about auto insurance before I go have this conversation with my PNC auto guy or auto gal? The other one is, like life insurance. So many women say I'm a stay-at-home mom. How do I even know if I need life insurance? So we have a lot of topics out there that are put together in a way that is engaging, easy to peruse, and at their fingertips 24/7.
Let's talk about the social proof of the absolute desire, or I'm sorry, not desire, that financial services professionals really have to start focusing. I had heard a while ago, and now the statistic might not be 100% correct, but that like 70% of women leave their husband's financial advisor after divorce or death.
Yeah, I think that's about the number. Okay. And it's funny because I'll talk to women and I've done all the data, I've done all the research, and it's come back to say this, that the insurance and financial industry wins the award as being the least sympathetic to women. And every time I say that to a woman, they just nod their head and they say, yep. And then they tell me their story. I was just at an event last night and I said that to a whole group of women and everybody nods their head. And I say, you nod your head. Why is it? And they're like, because it's true. They don't pay attention to me. They don't listen to my questions. They tell me, don't worry about that. They don't find they don't find me valuable. I feel very dismissed. I mean, I have anecdotal data and I have good old-fashioned hard data that will tell you they're not happy with these institutions. And it comes down to the fact that they've been overlooked and continue to be overlooked. However, women are worth $20 trillion right now and growing. And they're going to come into huge amounts of money through wealth transfer that's going to be taking place over the next couple of years. So this is an untapped market, not only untapped, but a needy market because women are not financially prepared for their future, their financial future. So there's a huge disconnect here.
What have you built for the financial services community? So if I'm a financial advisor and I'm listening to this and I say, oh my gosh, what Barb's saying here is I've been doing an abysmal job on this. I really need to turn it around. How do you help me fix this?
Right. We've done all the data, all the research, and as education designers have created a training forum where you can learn, first of all, where are you missing the market and how are you missing the market and who's doing this really, really well and what do I need to do differently in order to, what I say is reach, engage, and earn the female dollar. We take you through step-by-step, a full-blown assessment of all the things that you need to assess in your own agency, your strategies, your training processes, your staff, your advertisement, everything, in order to really acknowledge the female market. Once you go through our purse strings training, you'll be armed with everything you need to do to go make changes as you please to your strategies in your own business. However, if you want to be part of our community, if you want to be a purse strings approved professional, and that's a person who we advertise on our site and we promote to our community of women, you then need to apply for that and go through a vetting process. There's a fee for that, and you get 2 opportunities to get vetted that shows that you have done everything in your power and in your agency and in your processes that would reach and engage and serve women. And once you've passed that vetting process, we happily provide you a page on our website with your picture, how you serve women, your address, all your social media links, and with one click, they can go right to your email and say, I'm interested in working with you. The reason we built it this way is because as women come to our site to take advantage of the free resources that we provide them, let's say they want to come and learn about homeowners insurance, they're going to buy a house, and they learn about what they need on homeowners insurance, And then they think, okay, now who can I go to buy this product? Who can I trust? It's all about trust. And we can give them a whole cadre of purse strings approved professionals that we vetted and will be working with women. And they can go right to the list and pick one that they seem to relate to them and click on a link and say, saw your purse strings approved, you know how to work with women, and I need some homeowners insurance and I'd like to do some business with you.
Wow. You also have this Ask an Expert section. Can you talk to our audience about that?
Sure. So the other thing we provide women is an opportunity just to get a question answered without the pressure of a sale. That's what women don't want. They don't want to have to ask a question and then be forced to, buy a product. They just have a question. So for instance, let's say someone says, gosh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've heard a lot about life insurance. How do I even know if I need life insurance? They could go on to Purse Strings, pop that question out to us, and we have a group of vetted professionals that we will give these questions to, and they'll come back and answer them for our women. And we post some of those on our website because sometimes they're typical questions everybody's thought of or we're thinking about. And they're all over the board depending on where you are in your life. And you'll see on our site how we've put some professionals up there and they've answered questions like this.
Some of the questions that you have are fantastic. I wish I knew sooner. I clicked on that one, which was really, really cool. You can subscribe to the newsletter, mortgage loans and divorce, what every woman needs to know. I love the life insurance question. How do I know if I need it? Well, first off is you do, but how much would probably be the next section. Now you've had a couple of pretty big wins. Do you mind if I put you on the spot here and allow you to brag a little bit about some of the cool stuff that's happened recently?
Sure. So over the past year, the World Bank in Washington, D.C. found me and said, we found you on the web. This is right as I was putting purse strings together, and they said, we're looking for a woman or an educator who can help teach and be familiar with the insurance and financial industry to build education to help our international agents for AXA learn how to engage with women and sell products to the female market, which was karma because I had just built this whole model and all this education on how to reach, engage, and earn the female dollar. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, you're talking about purse strings. And they said, we don't really know about purse strings, but we know about Provost Consulting and that you are an adult educator in the insurance and financial industry. Well, it just was lined up that way. I had just created a lot of education like that, which we then leveraged and used. And we've built education for the World Bank, and they're using it in Nigeria and in India, and they're using this same model over 8 underdeveloped countries because they know and have done the research that when they invest in women, women invest in their communities, they invest in their families, they invest in their children, and it's just a powerful rippling effect. And just recently, World Bank has contacted me again to help them work on their program, Banking on Women, which is around helping banks know how to reach out to different women's groups, promote the monies that are there for, let's say, entrepreneurs to build their business and so on. So we'll be working with them on that as well. This shows it's a worldwide issue that women are becoming such a powerful force. And I always say women are not a niche market. Women are your market. And if you're not doing everything from the top down in your organizations, every decision and every strategy focusing on the impact of women, then you're going to be missing the most powerful market.
Wow. I want to highlight something from a marketing standpoint. I hope all of you had your jaws drop when Barb said that the World Bank found her website on the internet. So that begs the question, how did she do that, right? How did Barb create something that through some, a little bit of just Googling, she became on the first page, one of the top hits for being an expert at educating women? Barb, how did you do that?
Well, I'd like to say that there was a big strategy involved, but there wasn't. It's just a lot of being in business, being on the web, promoting myself as much as I can. I do a ton through LinkedIn. That's where I find a lot of professional advisors and professional insurance people. I'm just always trying to get my name out there. I've worked across a lot of large financial institutions as well. And it's, as an entrepreneur, it's about pounding the pavement and moving it forward every day.
Sure. But so I'm going to take this from a marketing perspective because I've been on Purse Strings and your Provo Consulting site. It's the language. It's the consistency of her message, everybody. We've talked about this on Top Advisor Marketing Podcast since the inception. And Kirk and I have always said to you, you have to have a very, very specific brand message. Who are you? What do you do? And who do you focus? And really, why do you care? Why should the general public care? When you get on these sites, and as I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, it sure doesn't feel like she's targeting me as an average white male, but what she is targeting is so clear. It's so clear. And just so you know, Google's algorithm looks for that. It looks for clarity within. So it's kismet that you didn't plan it directly, like you didn't have a digital marketing strategy that you were going to, take to the world. And here's your keywords and meta tags and all of those things. Barb, you didn't have to do that because your websites scream that to the point where an actual algorithm will pick it up. So please, everybody, even if you're crazy and don't want to market to women, whatever you do want to focus on, watch and read what, especially on pursestrings.co, take a look at how the website's set up. Take a look at the consistency of the language. Take a look at the pictures. Take a look at the feeling of the site. And let's say you work with radiological oncologists. Well, when a radiological oncologist gets to your site, it should feel like a radiological oncologist site, and that's exactly what Purse Strings does. I want to congratulate you and thank you on the World Bank thing. That's like groundbreaking stuff. That's real impact. And I'm so honored that you agreed to be on the podcast because we don't get very many people who get called by the World Bank to help educate women in underdeveloped countries. So all of us at Top Advisor Coaching personally want to thank you for the work that you've done. I also want to thank you for creating such an absolutely amazing online presence that from a marketing and branding perspective that I know exactly who you're talking to.
Wonderful.
And I love how easy the site is. I love how comfortable I feel clicking on things. So I'll give you everybody an example. If you click on, Ask an Expert, you click on Ask an Expert, and so have a question, ask an expert. She has this pop. I'm going to read this because this was wildly impressive to me. And again, because what you had said, Barb, was it's about trust. It's not about sales. It's about building trust. It says, an expert. We will never share your name or email address. We use this information internally to contact you if we have any questions. Start and press enter. So you click on start. They've already told me that they're going to capture my email, which is fine. But they also said that they're not going to use that information unless they have follow-up questions. Even the color scheme on the site is, and again, I don't know if you've done color philosophy, but the colors that you've chosen are very calming colors, are very trust-building colors. And your preface there made me like, well, I want to ask an expert, right? This whole website's about experts and expertise in helping me. I don't even mind if you would solicit me a little bit because you're giving me something for free. So I just thought that was great. That was great. Did you just like think of this stuff? Did you hire a company? I mean, how did you get, this is like spot on, Barb.
Thank you. Yes. Well, it was a lot of hard work, of course. However, I did engage some amazing experts to help me articulate my message through the branding. And then I had a branding expert help me create a branding design that, first of all, looks professional because we are marketing to women, but we are also marketing to the insurance and financial community. And I wanted to come across as the professionals that we are and the educators that we are and the flag wavers that we are in support of women in a way that we can help the insurance and financial professionals really gain this market, because not only am I supporting women through education and knowledge and skill, but also wanting to provide them trusted advisors who they need. They need to work with these individuals, and I wanted to build a trust factor. So knowing I was working with women, I wanted it to look beautiful. Knowing that I wanted to work with the insurance and financial industry, I wanted it to look professional. And I really think we hit the mark with that.
Home run. I would love, and you don't have to share it right now, but I would love for the name of that company, because I'd like to get them on the podcast.
Oh, sure.
We, Kirk and I and everybody at Top Advisor Marketing firmly believe in abundance. We love talking to other marketing and branding companies. In fact, I just had Steve Wershing, who does marketing and branding. He works with a lady, her name is Julie Littlechild, who is one of my heroes in financial services. She had created surveys that changed the way prospecting was done about 10 years ago. I mean, he's a marketing and branding guy. He even sells the same sort of stuff that we do. And I just had him on a podcast. We just had a great time. We're talking shop.
Yeah.
So afterwards, if you don't mind, if you could share the name of that company with me, or even if you want to give them a free plug right now, I'm totally fine with that too, because they have done such a great job. Would you mind? I'd love to hear who it is.
It's Design Scout.
Okay.
And they're in Chicago.
Okay. Design Scout.
Design Scout.
Okay. Could you send me the link to that, and we'll put that in the show notes?
Sure.
Cool.
I certainly will.
Great. Everybody, we of course would love to have every single solitary person who's listening to this podcast become a client of ours, but we know we can't do that. And if what we talk about or our process isn't what resonates with you, maybe Design Scout will resonate with you. All that matters to us is to do exactly what Barb has done, is to communicate your message in such a manner that it just gets your audience's attention. And I've been really, really impressed. Now, finally, to kind of wrap up today's podcast, can you tell our audience, because our audience is pretty much just financial services professionals, how do they sign up for a course for you? Do they have to fly to Chicago? You're in the greater Chicago area, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So can you educate us on that, please?
Sure. There are two ways. If you would like us to come into your organization and train several advisors at the same time, we can do that. And it's a one-day session, live session. So we could do that. If you are an individual and you just want to attend one of our sessions, you can sign up online. Our next ones are going to be in September. And what that consists of are 3 90-minute live web sessions. So we facilitate it on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Each session is 90 minutes. And it's rigorous, so there's some pre-work before you even get to the session. We work during the session, and then you do some work in between sessions. So starting to really apply what you're learning in the session right into your agency. As an educator, I want to make sure it's not just a download, but it's very engaging, very interactive, and usable. Very pragmatic and usable. So that's why we do it in 3 90-minute sessions, and you can take it right from your computer.
Now, when I get done with that, what is that? How I get vetted for purse strings, or is there another step past that?
So that's the first step.
Okay.
That's the education where we arm you with everything that you need to do and can do in your agency, and you can take that and run with it. If you would like to be part of our Purse Strings Approved community and be a Purse Strings Approved provider, what you can do then is apply to be vetted. So you might say, you know what, I'm in my business for the long haul. I really want to take advantage and learn more about how I can serve the female market. So I'm going to attend the training, and then I'm going to assess my agency and make sure that I'm following everything that Purse String says needs to be done in order to serve the female market. And then what I'm going to do is apply for the vetting, be vetted, and you get 2 opportunities to pass the vetting process. And once you pass it, you become a Purse Strings Approved provider. And for that, what you get is your own page on our website with your picture, all of your information about where you're located, how you serve the female market, what makes you unique and stand apart. Maybe you have bilingual agency staff. Maybe you're certified in working with women who are divorced, whatever that might be. And then as women come to our site, they can see your pages right on our site and click through and link out to you. And we push you out through all of our social media as well as a purse strings approved provider.
We're going to make sure that we have links to all of that on in the show notes. There are going to be a lot of links, I think, in this podcast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts? Anything that you'd like to say to kind of tie everything up in a nice bow today?
Sure. So many financial institutions think they're already marketing to women. This is what I'm finding. Oh, we have a program or we have something on our site, and if I go to look for it, it's usually 3 or 4 or 5 clicks down, or it's, a program. What I'm showing here is that it's not just a program for women. Like I said, women are your market. And from the top down in any institution, financial institution, you're going to want to make sure that you're looking at every decision that you make in your organization to see how it's impacting women, because women are your market. I can't say that strongly enough. And I really think it's a value for insurance and financial professionals to grab hold of our education. There's no other on the market that provides this information. And our guidance is so that you can really serve an underserved market right now, women who really we're trying to teach and uplift and become what we call financially fearless.
Financially fearless. Well, Dr. Barbara Provost, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
We are always looking for people like Dr. Barbara Provost. There aren't a lot of them out there. And so we're very, very grateful to have the opportunity to have a podcast like this that we can bring information, education, opportunity like this to light to all of our listeners. If you have not subscribed to the podcast yet, make sure you take just a second, click that subscribe button below. That way, every time we come up with a new podcast just like this, it'll show up directly on your listening device. And if you know of another financial services professional who would love to be able to become vetted by Purse Strings, or even get the education that they offer, please make sure that you share it with them with a nice little note that said, hey, I just listened to this amazing podcast and I thought you'd be interested. For everybody at Purse Strings and Provost Consulting, and for everybody at Top Advisor Marketing, this is Matt Halloran, and we'll see you on the other side of the mic very soon.
Are you ready to change the way you communicate with your clients? Are you tired of being the best kept secret in your area? Learn how to become a prolific online influencer, attract more ideal clients, and grow your business. Contact us today and see what the power of podcasting can do for your business. Click on the Contact Us link on our website at topadvisormarketing.com and set up a call to learn more. Follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook for more updates and information.